Hey guys, that Welsh nerd here, and today we're going to be looking at the other new model in the Forgebane box, the Cryptek with a Canoptek cloak. As you can see, it's a really nice sculpt, it's really clear, very characterful. He's big, this is a 50mm base he's on. The model itself is just chalk block full of details. I really like these ridges, I know I've said it before, and I like the way how he is actually floating on the Canoptek cloak. The Staff of Light is incredibly well detailed. And yeah, I mean, I accidentally clipped his thumb off, but it looks like once painted up it makes him a little bit more characterful. Now I'm going to fully admit I'm not an expert on Necrons in the slightest. I've played against them once and never really looked into their rules much beyond that. The build process on this guy was incredibly easy. He was easier in some ways than the Tech Priest Dominus that you get in the box. Sorry, the Magos Dominus. His counterpart. Really, the only real issue I had was it's not too clear on the instructions I found what legs go where on the little Scaraby Canoptek guy. Now, but yeah, other than that, it was a nice easy build, really crisp details, typical GW character model with a lot of the stuff being hidden. He still needs a little bit of tidying up. But it's an awesome sculpt. He's also, like I said, surprisingly big. This is him against a Skitari, or a Necron Immortal, or even a Primaris Marine. And then finally, just to give you a idea of scale, this is an Alaris Custodian. He's even taller than him. He's about as tall as the Magos Dominus's axe goes. But yeah, it's a really nice model. If you're playing the Necron Force, I'd say pick up this box. It's a nice sculpt. You get some good infantry models in there. Wraiths are nasty buggers as far as I can tell. Yeah. I don't really have a lot more to say on the model, so we're going to come and have a look at the rules. And here we have the rules for the Cryptek. Now, his standard stat line is move 5, weapon skill plus skill 3+, strength 4, toughness 4, 4 wounds, 1 attack, leadership 10, and a 4+ save. Now, you'll immediately see this is not a frontline leader general kind of guy. He's objectively worse than the Magos Dominus, but the Magos Dominus is supposed to be a frontline leader. This is a buff character. He comes with a Staff of Light, which gives you a shooting and a melee profile, a 12-inch assault 3, strength 5, AP -2, damage 1 shot. Perfectly reasonable. It's an assault weapon, so you can advance, which to make the most of that movement 5, or well, to try and get the most out of that movement 5, and still be hitting on 4s. Perfectly respectable. You'll averaging out like 2 hits, 1.5, so 2. And then the melee profile, nothing really is right home about, but he's still got a decent armour, piercing punch. It's only strength 4, there's no plus strength here, but the -2 and damage 1 will let him intimidate some other lesser heroes or things like Imperial Guard Brigade characters. Now, his war gear options are where you really come into the customization. He can either take a Chronometron or a Canoptek cloak. Now, this guy is modelled with a Canoptek cloak, and that's a new option for the new Necron Codex, as far as I'm aware. I might be wrong on that. He comes with the Living Metal special, which means every turn he regains a wound. Perfectly good. He's a character, so he can hide behind units. And those 4 wounds could arguably last him longer than the 5 of the Magos. He comes with Technomancer no matter what, which allows you to add 1 tall reanimation protocol rolls. So basically he's reviving guys on a 4+ within 6 inches, 3 inches even. This is what's going to make them a very equal force against the Mechanicman in this box, in my opinion, just because those Immortals are going to be very hard to put down. He comes with you can either then take a Chronometron or a Canoptek cloak. And a Chronometron, infantry units within 3 inches of a friendly dynasty Cryptek. With Chronometron have a 5+ invulnerable save against shooting attacks. Not that bad. Ties in nicely with Technomancer. Yeah, that's really it. With that, it gives them a 5+ invulnerable. Considering Necron Warriors are save 4 and Immortals are save 3, this could save them from some heavier firepower. The Canoptek Cloak then is a model equipped with Canoptek Cloak. Move characteristic of 10 inches and get into the fly keyword. In addition, set one friendly dynasty model as a living metal ability. There's within 3 inches model. That model regains D3 lost wounds rather than 1. So that's more to buff your characters rather than individual infantry. Again, not bad. I think he can apply that to himself as well. So if you've taken a particularly meaty turn and lost, say, 3 of your wounds, you could potentially gain those back next turn. Movement 10 lets him move faster than the rest of his gunline units. You can dance around reviving models as needed. But yeah, that's honestly all I've really got to say about the Cryptek. He seems like a good support character. He's not the best HQ for a force. I think he's definitely outmatched by his Mechanicum counterpart. But yeah, I don't really have a lot more to say about that. If you guys are Necron experts, I'm sure you can take more out of this profile than I will, especially in relation to the rest of the force. And if you do, please drop your comments down below, because I'm always interested in learning more about new armies that I've never really played or played against. So yeah, good model, good rules. Not quite up to scratch with the Madras Dominus, but he's not supposed to be a main general of your force. He's a supporting character. And that's really it for this video, and Forgebane on the whole. Next week then, we're just back to normal. I'm going to put out the last of those Custodes unboxings. I've got the Wardens to do. So keep an eye out for that, probably early next week. No promises, however, so again, as I always say, subscribe and you'll be notified of when the content drops, especially if you click the little bell icon. But yeah, this has been That Welsh Nerd. If you like the video, please drop it a like and share your thoughts down below and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.